It is a hot button issue right now in medicine. Is there a link between antidepressants taken during pregnancy and autism? Our Dave Delosier joins us with a story about a new study looking at this issue in a different way. Dave?
Yeah, Eric, previous studies have focused on whether taking antidepressants during pregnancy alone could cause an autism. This study, authored by a Madison doctor, looked beyond that.
Depression is very common. Lifetime prevalence around 20%.
Antidepressants, or SSRIs, are sometimes used to treat that depression. Multiple studies have looked at whether taking SSRIs during pregnancy could lead to autism. Some definitively said there is no connection, while others said there is.
So there's not a great consensus, but really the debate is out there, and it's a pretty hot debate right now.
Dr. Sean Ackerman is a child psychiatrist with SSM Health. He is also the author of a study that looked at SSRIs and autism in a different way.
What we saw was that in children who had an underlying genetic risk for autism and also were exposed to an SSRI during pregnancy, those children had an increased risk of a high severity of autism.
A large study, it looked at 2,700 families with an autistic child. It found antidepressants alone are not a risk factor for autism.
It's not as simple as an SSRI does or doesn't cause autism. It's not black and white like that. It might be more of a two-hit issue where if you have an underlying risk and you take an SSRI during pregnancy, then that could lead to an increased severity of autism.
Study findings that, if replicated, could provide a valuable tool for treatment.
But here we could give person-level information. Because of the currently available cell-free DNA testing, we could run a genetic test on the fetus and see if that underlying genetic risk is there.
Now, Dr. Ackerman says that if a genetic risk were identified, that wouldn't mean you don't treat the mother for depression. He says treating the depression is extremely important, but there are other options to antidepressants that would protect the fetus from the heightened risk factor.
Such an interesting study. Dave Delosier reporting in studio tonight. Dave, thank you.